Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Something to Remember Me By, a short story by Saul Bellow. Come, let's go to the summary. This short story was first published in Esquire magazine in 1990, and the main character in this is Louis. And now Louis is an old man, and as the parents will leave a legacy to their children, he leaves his memory as a legacy to his only son. And what is his legacy is, he remembers an incident which happened when he was a 17-year-old boy. At that time he was going to school, and they were living in Chicago, and it was winter time, and his mother was suffering from cancer, and she was in a stage where she can die any moment. That was, was in a deathbed. And he was not a very good scholar, but he was a very good reader and used to read a lot of books. And apart from his school, he was also doing a part-time job delivering flowers from a local florist to the nearby areas. And on that particular day, he went to school, and he was worried about his mother because he knows that when he returns back also, he can find his mother dead. So thinking about that, he went there, and the florist asked him to deliver a bunch of lilies to a nearby house. And when he went to that house only, he knew that it was the funeral of a young girl, and he saw the girl lying in her coffin, and he was so very disturbed that he went to his brother-in-law Philip. And his brother-in-law Philip was a dentist, and he was practicing in a nearby place. And when he went, his brother-in-law Philip was not there. And the next door was the office of a gynecologist. Gynecologist means a doctor who treats women. And what happened is, when he was passing by, he saw the doors open, and on the examination table a woman was lying down. And how she was lying is, she was lying without any clothes on her. And being a 17-year-old boy, seeing a woman in that stage excited him. And what happened next was, this lady who was lying naked on the examination table called him, and she invited him to her apartment. And he was really excited, and he went to her place. And the moment he went there, she asked him to come in, and she asked him to take out all his clothes and lie down on the bed. And with lots of imagination, he did whatever she said. But the moment he lay down on the bed, she took all the clothes, took the money from the pockets, and she threw the clothes out of the window, and she ran off. And here Louis was lying on the bed naked, and he had nothing with him, no money, no dresses. That was his stage. And then he went and he searched in the house, and he found a women's dress and a bed jacket in the wardrobe. And since he had no other option, he had to wear them. And he came out, and he went to a local drugstore, thinking that his brother-in-law Philip will be there. And when the druggist saw him in a women's clothes, he treated him so badly, and he asked him to go to a nearby bar. And that bar was an illegal bar. He said, you can go and see if your brother-in-law is there. And when he went there to the bar, the bartender who was there, he guessed what had happened to Louis, and he said that you are a very young person, and you should be very careful. And that lady had literally used your inexperience. And then he also asks him, how can you go in this clothes to your house? Won't they get angry? Won't you be punished for coming in this clothes? And then when Louis said that he is also frightened about what his father will think if he goes, and how he is going to walk back that distance. And when the bartender listens to him, he says, okay, I'll give you some clothes, because I have a pile of rubbish clothes here. But in return, you have to take one of my regular customer. He is Mekaran, and he is fully drunk. So you must take him to his house and leave him in the house and go. And Louis was very happy to oblige, because he was getting some decent clothes to wear. That is, at least a boy's clothes to wear. So he agrees, and he takes Mekaran to his house. And once he goes to the house, he finds two of Mekaran's daughters, and they confront him, and the elder girl even asks him to cook their meal. And Louis is an Orthodox Jew, but this girl asks him to cook pork chops for them. And he wanted to use the restroom, and he asked them, where is the restroom? And instead of just showing the way, the young girl, she followed him, and she fully watched him while he removed his dress and used the restroom. Then afterwards, when he was about to start, the elder girl asked him to join in the meal. But since he was, as I already mentioned, he is an Orthodox Jew, he refused to have food, because he cannot even think about having a poke. And then afterwards he comes out, and when he's walking towards his house, he thinks how he was cheated, how he was robbed, degraded and shamed. And all this happened not only in the personal and social level but also in the religious level. And finally he came back home, and he was feeling guilty because he was very anxious about his mother's condition, and also he had a fear about his father. And he wanted to actually enter into the house, so that before anyone could notice him, he wanted to go to his place and change his dress, because the dress which he was wearing was of course a menswear, but not in a very decent condition. But the moment he entered, his father only greeted him, and his father gave him one blow on his head. And Louis was very happy to receive the blow, because it only showed to him that his father was normal, and which meant that his mother was still alive. And that very good thought that his mother is still alive itself made him very happy. And that is one thing which he can never forget, even in this old age. And this is what Louis tells us to his only son, and he says, I want you to remember all these incidents, and this whenever you think about me, think about the love which I had for my parents. So this is the summary of the short story, Something to Remember Me by Saul Bellow. If you have anything more to add on to this, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.